It is August 21st, 2018, and these are your morning announcements. Let me turn this down so it's not so loud. It is a balmy 70 degrees this morning here in Milwaukee. Yesterday we got an inch and a half of rain here in Milwaukee, but to the west of us in Madison, they got 11 inches of rain. And then in Delavan, which is kind of west of here, there was actually a tornado, which is pretty crazy. It was a small one, but it was a tornado. So the storms that rolled through here yesterday were pretty intense. And if you go back and you look at the radar from the last 24 hours, the system that came over us and Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan, Iowa, Ohio, it looks like a hurricane. It's crazy. Just check it out. It's very strange. Even with an eye and everything, and just tremendous rain that dumped on us. So, and wind. The wind was crazy last night too. I was afraid that our gazebo in the backyard was going to get uprooted and thrown into the sky, but thankfully that did not happen. It's okay. We didn't really have any damage. There's a lot of leaves down. It almost looks like fall. The wind came through and just knocked half the leaves off the trees. It's really bizarre, but we're okay. I know that several cities here in Milwaukee or around Milwaukee are without power, and from downed power lines and trees and such, but we lucked out. An inch and a half of rain. I mean, we actually needed the rain, so it was good for us, but all those areas around us that got inundated with water, I feel very bad for those people, and it's only going to get worse over the next day or two because the rivers are going to crest and the flooding is going to get worse, unfortunately. But hopefully it won't be too bad. So I kind of took a day off from making a video. I'm actually going into work on Tuesday, which is very rare for me. We're closed on Tuesdays, but we have a company that's doing business meetings. They're renting our building to do business meetings today, so I'm going to go in and make sure everything's set up and ready for them. And so this week I have Monday and Wednesday off, which is weird. But it's okay, as long as I get a couple days off, I'm happy. I don't mind. I don't know, I'm feeling kind of down today. I have no idea why. I think, I don't know, I'm down. I'm just down. I know I've been thinking a lot about how violent things are getting in our world. Man, just literally down the block from my mom, where she lives, there was a murder 2 nights ago, and that got me kind of upset. I hate to see that stuff starting to happen in the neighborhood that my mom lives in. It's kind of a changing neighborhood. It makes me worry about her and my brothers. My brothers have autism as well, but theirs is more severe than mine. And my brothers are paper boys, even though they're grown men. They're only 4 years younger than me. And they've been doing this for about 30 years, okay? Delivering papers. They got a giant route, so they make decent money doing what they do, but it worries me because where this person was murdered is a neighborhood where Dave and Doug deliver papers, so I'm worried about them, worried about the state of our world right now, especially our country. It seems like everyone is on edge and depressed or angry, all these negative emotions, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. And that's, something that makes me wonder if we aren't in the end times, with the amount of carelessness that people show towards one another. And I mean, our society is kind of conducive for that kind of thing, because more and more and more of us are disconnecting from personal relationships, like personal, relationships that you have in person with other people, and are drifting towards relationships that are online only, where there isn't a physical contact. There's kind of this spiritual disconnect that we are experiencing between people that never has existed before. I can see why it would be easy to dehumanize people when the only contact that you have with them is through your computer, which, as you know, I fully embrace because I'm a YouTuber and I'm on Facebook and I play a lot of video games. A lot of my friendships and contacts with people now are virtual. They're not real in real life, face to face. And I wonder if all of this is just leading towards the end, that it would take something to dehumanize us all and to impersonalize us all for us to be able to be susceptible to the things that are about to happen to us. So maybe that's what's got me down, is I've been thinking about that lately. And another thing that I find really interesting is, in this dehumanizing sort of way, I've noticed that there's a lot of people who are really involved with doing hookup type relationships versus actually, putting an effort to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of wham bam thank you ma'am, or wham bam thank you sir, and they get their rocks off and they move on, basically satisfying the the primal needs, but not really dealing with any of the spiritual needs. And I think that as human beings who are created in the image of God, that we have to have like personal relationships, not just virtual ones, in order for us to understand our humanity better. And I think in the end times, we're going to turn away from our humanity. We're going to become more and more and more dehumanized, and that's what's going to allow for all the things that are going to happen. And I think that we're starting to kind of go through that right now, that we're actually entering out of the age of Pisces and into the age of Aquarius. Well, we're actually in the age of Aquarius now. And I just think that something crazy is going down with people. Now, if you've got a big family and you're all really close, maybe you're not feeling it as much because, you're surrounded by people. But, I mean, if you are experiencing what I've been describing in this video, let me know in the comments below, because I'd really like to know if I'm crazy, or if there's other people out there who feel it too, that somehow social media has dehumanized us a little bit. I mean, to me, it's scary for me to think about life without social media, and it's scary for me to think about life with social media, so I feel like I'm in a quandary. There are days like when I just want to go onto Facebook and delete my profile, go on to YouTube and delete that as well. I think I'd have an easier time doing it on Facebook than I would YouTube, because I've been on YouTube for years and years and years. You know, I've got like over 600 videos online, and I've been doing this for a long time. So, like, giving it up for me, I mean, because I kind of feel like YouTube is a little bit of a therapy for me, because I get on and I talk about things and I get things off my chest or off my mind and I feel better, you know. So I think letting go of YouTube would be really hard, but letting go of Facebook, I could do that. I could do that today. In fact, maybe I will just disconnect, you know, from Facebook, because Facebook does nothing but annoy me. It's so superficial, and it's so me, and I've fallen for it too, you know. And it's so easy to, like, you know, butte hate on Facebook. And I see a lot of that. Not that I take part in that myself. I try not to, but I've seen so many of my friends just spew hate, like, in a vicious way towards somebody or something. And, you know, I know that in person they would have never, ever said that kind of thing to anyone. So I don't know. But maybe that's what's got me down today. I have no idea. I'm just kind of feeling blah. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's a combination of things. I don't know. But I don't feel like my happy jocular self today. Let's just put it that way. I feel tired and just down. But I'm hoping going into work and getting a good workout will make me feel better. It's really weird. Exercise really does make you feel better, you know. Getting in there and moving tables and chairs and mopping and dusting and doing all that stuff that you do. It's just like a workout. It's just like a cardiovascular workout for me, you know. So, and I do that for like 2 hours a day. You'd think I'd weigh less. Dang it, beer and your tasty goodness. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna work my butt off, and we'll see how it goes. But I think that's all I'm gonna talk about today, you guys. I'm just about to work. So thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. I love you guys. And we will talk to you soon. Probably not tomorrow, unless Chrissy and I go riding around tomorrow, and then maybe I'll take you guys along with us, because you guys seem to enjoy when Chrissy and I are together, the banter that we have, so I'll probably do that. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye!